Hello guys, how are you? I am back. I came back from my recent travels to Spain, had a bit of a summer break. I kind of felt a little bit burnt out, to be honest with you guys, with content creation. I felt like I was making a lot of content that was redundant. It didn't need to be made. But now I'm back, refreshed, and ready to make some new videos for you guys and also kind of do a new approach to the channel. You might have seen the title already of this video. These are the best niche fragrances of September 2025. I want to try a new format now where I make fewer videos on the channels to avoid burnout and to let us focus on our own brand Atrium as well. And basically just give you the best fragrances for each month in that year. So I kind of tell you what I think are the best fragrances for that particular kind of weather. In the UK, we have all 4 seasons. In September time, you're going to go from the fresh, light, invigorating stuff into slightly more warm stuff, but at the same time, it's not exactly fall or winter yet. It's more like a slight warming up of the fragrances is needed, but not too much. So it's basically almost fresh still, but just a little bit of warmth, a little bit of balance in there. Quite a good month for that, in fairness. If you like balanced fragrances, then September is for you. In the future, I'm going to include more new fragrances. If you guys like this kind of video idea, I'll do it for, let's say, Middle Eastern fragrances. I'll do it for designer fragrances, etc., etc. I'll try to have a lot more new fragrances on the channel so things don't get repetitive and redundant. The whole point of this series is that if you feature a fragrance in 1 month in the series, then you don't feature it for the rest of the year. So it's meant to be the best fragrances for that one particular month. Hopefully you guys appreciate what the concept is. I'm back on the channel, guys. Let's begin. Class is in session. First up is Labo's Another 13. One of my favorite fragrances in my collection. One I don't talk about enough. I don't like Labo in general as a brand. It's overpriced, but Another 13 to me is still my #1 from what I've tried of them. I've tried most of their stuff, and it has that balance I was talking about for September. It has a balance of light, airy musks. It's like a minimalist fragrance like Molecule 01 made niche. Musks that are very clean, expensive smelling, very long lasting. Ambers in here. It smells a little bit woody, a bit rich, sparkling, effervescent. It's like a very expensive smelling unisex office fragrance. It's got quite good projection, great longevity, over 12 hours. If you want to wear an office fragrance or just an inoffensive, clean grab and go fragrance that you don't want to think too much about, in pretty much all situations, unisex. Outside of the summertime, it's definitely not a summertime fragrance, but I think for September, this is when the fragrance starts becoming very appropriate to wear. One of the best minimalist fragrances out there. Roja Burlington's 1819. Similar to the Labo, I don't like a lot of Roja stuff, but 1819 is probably one of my for life fragrances for life. It has that balance of being a light, fresh citrus fragrance, aromatic, that has warmth, balance, and depth to it. It is one of the best citrus fragrances on the market. I think it combines orange, grapefruit, maybe some lemon. It has like 100 different notes on its note breakdown. It's a little bit herbaceous. It's musky, has a bit of that boozy rum note in there as well. It smells like class, elegance. It's one of those few fragrances that I think are worth £300 or probably $350. It is a very fresh, invigorating fragrance with that slight bit of warmth for September time that lasts over 12 hours. It makes it smell like a rich, luxurious, let's say an oligarch. If you want to smell like an oligarch, this is the fragrance for you. I can't believe it, guys. I've noticed recently that 40% of you who watch the channel are subscribed to us. Thank you so much to everyone who subscribed so far. If you want to see our channel grow even further, go ahead and click subscribe. Let's get that number to 45%. Thank you. MFK's Masculine Pluriel. This is not like a mind-blowing fragrance. You need to love barbershop scents. But to me, I knew this wasn't something that everyone would love, but when I smelled the sample of this, I couldn't stop thinking about it. It suits my style. It is clean, classical barbershop perfumery with a slight metallic touch in there, a little bit woody, made more modern, classy, even more elegant, more refined. It has that MFK touch to it where it feels very easy to wear, light, invigorating, balanced. The competitor to this fragrance in the brand to me would be Gentle Fluidity Silver, which is definitely a more beast mode, longer lasting fragrance. This lasts around 8 hours, so it's not bad in its performance, but to me it just feels easier to wear. It feels a bit more natural than Gentle Fluidity Silver, which is an Ambroxan bomb, to be honest. So to me, this is one of the best masculine office fragrances in the MFK game. Probably actually the #1 office men's scent to me in the brand. So yeah, it's a masterpiece in my opinion. If you love barbershop perfumery, fougères, this is for you. A new one to the collection, Stéphane Humbert Lucas, God of Fire. I'm probably about, let's say, 3 years late to this party of owning God of Fire, but the fragrance, I've smelled it on skin before, just with one spray when I went to stores, and never really impressed me. But then it's a very popular fragrance. It's getting more clones made of it. I thought it was probably a good idea to have this as a reference fragrance in my collection, but actually, it's one of those fragrances, it's an example of where having one spray in your hand doesn't give a fragrance justice. Some fragrances you need to smell in the air to truly appreciate them. And this is an example of that. God of Fire, to me, in the air is beautiful. I thought, this would be quite a forgettable or average fragrance in my collection, but actually I think it's very nice. To me, God of Fire, how I would describe it is a metallic, musky, candied mango that has a slight woody oud nose in there with a hint of warm amber. That's how I would describe it. So tropical, mixed with a hint of warmth in there. I don't think there's much real oud in here. Like, as I said, like a very slight amount. It's not a difficult oud fragrance at all. It's more like an effervescent, sparkling, expensive smelling mango. Is it overpriced? I think it's just about okay. I think is this a 100 ml I have here? This is a 50 ml. Okay, so it's probably a bit overpriced. I spent almost £200 for this 50 ml, so maybe $250. So yeah, definitely try before you buy, because that is quite pricey. But I think this is one of the sexiest but still expensive smelling niche fragrances out there. It has a nice balance of wearability but creativity at the same time. It's probably one of the best from the brand. Honestly, I love their stuff. Again, similar to the Labo and to Roja, I think a lot of Stéphane Humbert Lucas's fragrances are a little bit not that great, to be honest, but this is very safe to wear. It's quite sexy. It seems to have a medium projection and last over 8 hours for my limited wearing, so I don't know the performance intimately well yet, but it seems to be a good performing fragrance. I think both genders can rock this. And I think it's more of a spring and summertime fragrance as both a day and night signature, but then in the daytime, wear this in September. I think this is more of a daytime scent in the autumn time. I think it's not really meant for winter, but I think it has a great balance for this time of year. If you're wondering what my rating would be for this fragrance, I think I'd personally give this an 8.5 out of 10 for God of Fire. Xerjoff Uden. Again, that similar thing of having that balance. It's a citrus freshy that reminds some people of a L'Oréal Edition Blanche made niche. I kind of see it, but I think it's definitely, I own both fragrances myself, and I think it's not redundant to own both at all. This is still its own creation. Citruses, warm, woody ambers with a hint of coffee in there, a hint of rum, I believe, I think is the boozy note in here. So again, it has that balance of warmth, freshness, a great signature in general. It lasts around 8 hours, but I think this definitely suits the autumn time the most in general. But for September time, I think it's perfect. It has that bright freshness that kind of transitions you into that warmer seasons. I think this is a great transition fragrance. September is the month of transition. Uden does that for you. A great, easy to wear, grab and go freshie from Xerjoff. It's a 10 out of 10. Next up, Dior's Ambre Nuit. This to me is one of the best from the private line in Dior still to this day, before Francis Kurkdjian got his hands on the brand. This is a very beautifully balanced rose, amber, mixed with a hint of spice from the pink pepper. I think it's pink pepper or black pepper, one of the peppers is in there. My partner tried this out recently and she really likes rose, so I think it really suited her. It's a very nice balanced rose scent that men can rock. It's unisex, definitely right in the middle, maybe a tiny bit feminine, but I think a guy who's romantic, sensitive, he likes the beauty in life, he has an artistic personality. This is a great fragrance to go for that kind of guy. It's a softly projecting fragrance, it's not overbearing. You're very classy smelling like this. This has some similarities to 40 Knots, so I don't think you need to own both of them. But this to me is like one of the best florals out there, one of the most beautiful fragrances. You want to smell pretty as a man, let's say. Ambre Nuit is just a great piece of perfumery in general. Louis Vuitton Le Monde Cité. I know everyone goes on about imagination, but to me, when I got a sample of this, it just spoke to me. It smells more masculine than imagination. It smells like a citrus, aquatic, musky, slightly sharp, almost like a fougere-like fragrance, but it's not like old school barbershop, it's very modern. It's a sharp, manly cologne style fragrance. It smells more masculine, it's more rugged, my style. And it lasts around 6 to 8 hours. It's overpriced like most LV fragrances, like all of them actually. And but still, it's one of the greatest freshies out there. I think it's very safe. If you just ignore the price tag, I think it's a very safe, beautifully done fragrance. I think it was Jacques Cavalier who made all the LV fragrances. Pretty much all their fresh fragrances are very safe. You're not going to really hate any of them. But the Monde Cité, to me, it has this addictive quality. It really spoke to me the most. It smells handsome and masculine in its own way. It feels very easy to wear. Again, it has that depth and thickness to it, where it's a perfect transition fragrance from the summer to the colder seasons through a fragrance. It might still be my favorite freshie from the brand so far from what I've tried. And lastly, Penhaligon's Blazing Mr Sam. Blazing Mr Sam is like if they took Halfeti, their bestseller, which is a very traditional rose, oud, patchouli, woody fragrance that is quite thick, a little bit traditional. They made it a bit more light, a bit more airy, a bit more modern, easy to wear. This is like, they kind of aired it out, made it smell spicy still, woody, boozy, a little bit dark with that patchouli in there. It's a very elegant but playful man's evening signature, I would say. Wear this in the September evening time and you will smell rich, you will smell interesting, and you'll smell more modern than something like Halfeti. Halfeti is a bit more thick, serious. It's still a great fragrance in my opinion, but this is definitely the easier to wear counterpart to it. That concludes this video today, guys. What are your thoughts on this idea for a series? If you guys enjoyed it, if enough of you watch this video, then I'll probably go ahead and make more of these kind of videos. I'll do one for October, November, etc., etc. Hopefully it makes sure that we don't overlap and repeat any fragrances in this series. Each month has to have exclusive fragrances for that month. They can't repeat for the rest of the year to keep these videos exciting, interesting, and to hopefully get more new fragrances onto the channel to avoid any repetition. Let me know your thoughts, guys, for the month of September. If you live in a country where you have 4 seasons, it's obviously easier to think of this, but if you have to think of some fragrances for the month of September, what would you say are the perfect fragrances for this time of year? Let us know in the comments down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you check out our best autumn fragrances video up here. I'll see you guys in the next one. Class dismissed. Bye.